but I figured I would do this live video instead of making a video, editing it with the lack of time I got this morning because I got to get my butt to the range, that I would show you guys what I did this morning. So, I went out and flew. Nice and early. What time is it now? I've been home for a short time and I took a break. I drove around, so I hit a couple different locations. I brought Pickles here with me with the new GoPro Bones, the glow in the dark version of that I did. I swapped one flight ND, one not, which was pretty cool. Of course, I got my goggles, and I'd say I got 2 flights in, but I didn't. This is the redid version of Tata's, where I swapped the motors. Good morning, whoever's in here. It flew great. I flew it last weekend. I flew it at the range. I got a flight in. Oh my God! Hey, brother, how are you? What do you think of this masterpiece I did here? So, I was kind of doing a PSA segment for What Do You Know Wednesdays about, knowing the area you're flying in, investigating, looking for people, and doing all that. And I went to go fly. And I had one weird little dinky fuzz out of VTX when I was doing the Gordon Scott Chris Miller double power loop challenge, which is awesome. I can't wait to edit that. And the quad was fine. I did bump the ground a little bit just because I didn't anticipate the extra weight because I haven't flown it with the GoPro yet. I'm knocking shit over. And I bumped the ground just a little bit and dropped forward, and the ND filter ended up coming off. I ended up finding it. It's gone now. But I flew, had no VTX issues when I did that. So I went to the spot where I was going to fly. And, oh, wait, we got a guest here. Hello, Doodles. Hello. Hello, little buddy. Oh, hello, little guy. So, what was I saying? So, yeah, I went to go fly. I just kind of hovered around and moved around a little bit to make sure everything was fantastic, kind of like a test. And everything was great. Turned around, I shot, I'm doing about 60, and I power looped, was going to power loop up behind these trees. Oh, wait, cuteness factor. You can do it again? You want to see the camera? Good boy. All right, go get him a carrot.
Okay.
Soon as I broke the visual kind of line of sight, because the trees were blocking me, the video signal went completely out. I mean, blacked out like nothing. And I did the best I could to listen, and I didn't want to rip my goggles off because I couldn't remember where I was standing, and all I remember is disarming and hearing a loud thud. It survived that. It ended up making the ND filter at that point disappear, which, at the end of the world, you're flying, you kind of got to get over those things. I just brushed it off. I'm like, yeah, I found it once, let the ND gods have it. So I checked everything. It was a slightly bent prop at the time. I think it was this one. This one was a little bent, but details. I got back in the air. I popped up. I noticed I had a little bit more of a bent prop than I wanted. I found some chips, and I brought it in. I adjusted them a little bit, and then everything seemed fine. So I kind of went back. Instead of going this way to power loop, I went this way into another set of trees behind me, and I got underneath them, and I punched it full tilt. I was going to do this epic twisting dive. Shit, I can't see my hand. Twisting dive going down and back under the tree. And when I got above the trees, and I was probably 150 feet above the trees, it, boom, gone. Video completely gone. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get my goggles off enough, and where the sun was, that was it. So I disarmed, cringed a lot, and listened as it fell through the trees, thankfully clear, and then trying to get my eyes to adjust and look for it, and boom, it came down. And I already knew something was wrong because this was flailing. And then when it hit the ground, that fell. And I'm trying to figure out for the life of me, because all the threads are fine. How in fuck's name do you completely rip it off the frame and be completely fine here? There is one screw, part of it, just sticking. I love these little grippy things. So it saved one screw, even though I got plenty. And that came flying down. Yeah, tell me about it. the hard OCD part of this. Oh, and I ripped an antenna off. I didn't even see that. Fuck. One of my receiver antennas got chewed off. Add that to the list. The hard part's going to be trying to find a frame. A decent priced frame that I'm going to like, that isn't going to break the bank. That's where my death of a salesman is going to be. I just can't figure out how it broke the arm. It obviously broke at the pivot point. So it must have come down and hit a branch, right on here, and it just... how much does this thing weigh enough to have that kind of force? But I had fun doing it, I guess. I couldn't believe it. It's too funny. But it comes with Source One. Yeah, this is the version 2 or 3, I think. It's a little boring for me. If you see my extravagance with GoPro mounts and quads and stuff like that, I definitely want something a little different. I might even switch this up. I even thought, let's see if I don't break anything. I thought about completely flipping the whole thing upside down if I didn't break it, putting the camera mount on top and make it a pusher. You don't see too many of those anymore. I think it's a V3. I don't know what the timing delay is from when I say it versus how you get it, but yeah, I believe it's a V3. That camera survived. Oh, we got somebody else in there. Good morning, whoever else joined us. Welcome to the aftermath of my sunrise flying. The other 2 flights I got in were kick-ass. It started getting a little windy with this, and I can't complain. It flies really, really good in the wind, but it's a Cinewhoop. Regardless if it has ducks or not, they still just kind of... they wobble. But that Hero 10, I tell you what, that footage that you get... What is this notification? My bad. Good morning. Blind Neil, tap that thumbs up. Thank you. Let's see what I got. Oh, that's YouTube League stuff. All right, so that must be bowling. My bad. ADD. Bowling starts up soon. So, the rest of my day is going to continue. I have to... got a little bit of time. I got to be at the range for about 11:30. And we're kind of doing a special trap shoot. Just a couple of us knuckleheads are getting together. We're going to do some doubles and triples and all that stuff. And if you saw the video this morning, then you know that the UTAS is fixed. I found a really cool fix for something that I know a lot of people suffered from. And I was creative enough to kind of investigate it and find the fix, which was cool. What else? Oh yeah, so I think I want to do a PSA about slide-on ND filters. If you're flying Cinewhoops, I think it's a great idea, and I thought it would have been a good idea here, but I want one that clicks and twists on like the original does, so it can't fall off. You just break it. And I obviously hit hard enough where I dented the top of the frame of the ND, and it transferred through to the other frame. So I kind of like, I wonder if it would have survived without that. So we'll see. So I got a couple things I got to figure out. I may retire these motors, assuming everything survives. These are the Lumineer Freibot. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that. You can see that. Type it in the chat. They're like 2204. Let's see here. The fucking props get in the way. Hold on. I got one that doesn't have anything on it. Let's see here. Freibot motor. Here we go. Hold on. Man. Focus. 2206, 2450 kV. I've snapped a couple of the shafts, giggity, on these just tightening props and not tightening them very hard because it's such a soft metal. So I kind of really dig these. These are nostalgic to me. These are one of the first motors I bought when I got into building freestyle stuff. Second, somewhere. I forget what the hell they were, but I think this was my second pair of them too. So I kind of want to put them on my modeled Storm SRD 280 V3. This was my first quad, if you're new to the channel. And that one, for me, probably wasn't the best choice for learning when it should have been a frame like this. But me, very artistic and creative and OCD, I wanted something that I could modify and change and show off. And I did 3 or 4 different bodies. I did a glow-in-the-dark, see-through, translucent alien skin. This is an Army of Two, an old video game. This was my rendition of one of their helmets. I had blood. I had red LEDs all over the place. So I want to put motors on it just to add to that a little bit. I might actually stick some LEDs back in there just for the room thing. So I may do a whole different setup with motors. I don't need anything high kV or crazy, just something that's chill. How you guys doing in the chat? How you been flying? What you guys been up to? And I'm assuming everybody's done this before. I'm listening upstairs. It sounds like a cat's trying to. So we're also, if you guys didn't catch, I'm going to do a contest, the Canopy Crusaders contest of sorts, of everybody's rendition of flying in, through, around, over, and under trees, which I think will be really fun. There's a ton of different canopies depending on where you live, like FPV budget builds where the trees are completely different than they are here. So he's going to have a little bit more uniqueness to what he can do and his challenge and stuff like that. I've got a really kick-ass prize that I'm going to give away to a winner, and we're going to figure out how we're going to vote. And I'm going to do another contest. I've got a whole bag of 5-blade, basically Cinewood props, 3-inch props. I mean, they could be used on an open props thing, but I'm going to do some of these and give these away. Ugh. I'm trying to think of what else. Today, after the range, one of my coworkers is having a kick-ass cookout. It's a spaghetti-themed thing, so they're doing spaghetti. Somebody's doing bread. We're doing a Caesar salad. F and Chet, that's coming with us, is doing zucchini and squash. And we're going to fly over there, show people some FPV stuff that have never seen it, play some hillbilly horseshoes, and have a blast. So that should be super freaking kick-ass fun. I got to clean up, get the guns out, get ready to go. But I'm sure most people are going to watch this after the fact because it's still kind of early, like I said. So, Blind Neil, Ackerman, I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to get to it, see what the family's got going on. Thank you for your time, guys.